Jake Paul's net worth is estimated at over $40 million. Pretty impressive, but now he's just lost his first career boxing match versus Tommy Fury. Don't feel too bad though. He still earned $8.7 million in that losing bout. But what's the YouTube star got up his sleeve now? Here's what's next for Jake Paul. Well, aside from planning his next fight, it's safe to say that Jake will continue making loads of cash with his online presence. Wouldn't you? He has 17 million followers and over 300 million likes on TikTok. Plus, this line of work seems slightly more enjoyable than getting punched in the head. Paul has become one of the most in-demand and wealthy personalities on the planet. From the Disney Channel to Vine fame, the problem child's income comes from so many different places. But first, when's his next big payday? And who's he taking on next in the ring? All his high-end cars, mansions, and various business ventures aside, it still seems like Jake Paul's passion for boxing trumps all. Paul's professional boxing record is now currently at 6-1, which includes 4 knockout wins. But after his first and last loss to Tommy Fury, many have predicted a rematch. Considering the millions they both made, one would think that would be the reasonable next move, but apparently that's not on the table yet. Other pundits have predicted another fight versus KSI, another YouTube star and boxing enthusiast. KSI recently called out Paul and Fury on a podcast, saying that he'd beat both of them up. KSI's net worth is roughly $25 million. Not bad for a 27-year-old FIFA addict. And with 20.5 million subscribers on YouTube alone, he'd definitely be a big draw for a fight between the two internet stars. They've already fought and KSI got beat down, but maybe KSI is looking for some more punishment and money. It would definitely be a big payday for KSI, not that he needs the money, but perhaps he could use a little cash to pay that mortgage of the $6 million mansion he just moved into, or gas money for his $600,000 Lamborghini Aventador. But alas, it won't be KSI entering the ring this time. As it turns out, UFC legend Nate Diaz will be Jake Paul's next opponent. Apparently, Paul has been eyeing Diaz for a while now after the former lightweight title contender left the UFC last year. With over $1.2 million in UFC career earnings, Diaz is one of the most sought-after fighters in combat sport at the moment, with offers coming in from boxing, MMA, and even bare-knuckle fighting. After attending Paul's fights twice to corner teammate Chris Avila, there appears to be a path set for the pair to finally fight later this year. Paul and Diaz definitely have some spicy history. Diaz got himself kicked out of the Jake Paul vs Anderson Silva fight after slapping a member of the YouTuber-turned-boxer's team. Then, during the Jake Paul vs Tommy Fury boxing match in Saudi Arabia, Paul's brother Logan, who is similarly famous for his YouTube exploits as well as his ventures into combat sports, was given a live mic for an interview between rounds. Afterward, Diaz was enraged by his taunting of Fury. On Twitter, Diaz shared video of the incident, saying that Logan needed to have his, well, you-know-what beat. As Paul has trained in MMA, he expects to fight inside a cage one day. However, as of now, no MMA fights have been scheduled for him. That being said, although Diaz is an MMA fighter, he has strong boxing skills. The fight could be interesting, despite the fact that Diaz would be undersized against Paul. With his size and recent boxing experience, Paul is likely to open as the big favorite. Paul will need to start winning some fights if he wants to continue buying all the cars he likes. Supercars are just one of Paul's many expensive passions, as you might expect. Many car lovers will be left speechless by his collection. One of the standouts is his Lamborghini Huracan, worth approximately $350,000. Maybe he cares about the environment too, as he owns a Tesla worth $102,000. Or he has it just because it's plain cool. Now, Jake doesn't just spend his money on himself when it comes to cars and gifts. As far as gifts go, he's pretty generous as well. His then fiancée, Tana Bongo, received a $125,000 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon for her 21st birthday. Additionally, he gave her a watch worth $100,000. Surprising things didn't work out between the two. Regardless, Nate Diaz is next up for Paul, who has insisted that he thinks it's a perfect next fight. We'll see if he can get back in the winning column, but with all that money in the bank, something tells me we know he's already won.